I'm so sick of people calling movies predictable and using that as a criticism of them. Know why? Because when you go into a movie predicting what's going to happen, you're not watching it on screen. You're watching it in your head. The movie is not playing in your head. You have to pay your respect, let the movie play out on screen, and watch it. When you predict something that doesn't happen, is that automatically a good thing? When you predict something that does happen, do you really think everyone else is going to predict the same thing? Of course not. So don't criticize the movie as predictable. When you use predictable as a criticism, that's not a problem on the movie, that's a problem on you. Do you expect everyone else to trust you on your opinion that a movie is predictable or unpredictable for that matter? I heard people say Escape Plan was predictable because you could predict that Arnold Schwarzenegger would fire a machine gun in it. You don't predict that. You expect that. If that didn't happen, you'd be disappointed, wouldn't you? Did the critics enjoy X-Men First Class, X-Men Days of Future Past, Captain America Winter Soldier, Avengers 2, and Iron Man 3 because each lame twist in those pictures came out of nowhere or was unpredictable? I heard people say last year's Home was predictable because you could predict that The Rock stood for something. Well, that's a vague prediction. If The Rock stood for nothing at all, wouldn't that be a waste of time? Every piece of the story needs to contribute to the story, so let it contribute as the story plays out. Also last year, people said Spectre was predictable because it had all the usual Bond elements and scenery. Without the Bond elements, it wouldn't be a Bond movie. I remember everybody loving Casino Royale. I loved it too. But that had the usual Bond elements. I hate it when people refer to movies as a conventional practice, a run-of-the-mill conflict and story arc, the same cliches, the usual formula. When you see any movie, you have to see it for what it is, without comparing it to another recent movie or a classic picture with a similar but not exact same story. Some movies are rip-offs of other movies, but when you see any new movie, you have to see it as new. Don't abuse terms like original, unoriginal, creative, uncreative. If you've never seen the movie, you've never seen the movie. Plain and simple. See it as different, let it play out. Originality does exist.